Oh
Yay!
my
Wow!
gosh, that's so exciting.
Yeah! Hi, Joanna. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Eh, pretty, pretty good. But I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for a better time. But it's
What,
okay.
what time is it there?
Here is 5 p.m. in Poland.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not ideal. It's 11 here. It's better. I mean, thank you for doing it now.
Yeah, I'm so excited too because it's so important, and I was waiting for so long to make this live with
I,
you.
I know. Your stuff is so good.
Yeah, thanks so much, and thanks so much for joining today.
Oh my gosh, yes, I told you I've never done this before.
Yeah, uh, I I told my friends that I've never made live before when I started, and then live after live stream with so amazing people, and all these people are so open, and this is awesome
I know.
because
I've
yeah.
I've seen you've done so many of them.
Yeah, but every single live stream is so amazing, and I'm so happy that there is in this world so many amazing people and
Yeah.
and supportive people who make something for others.
Yes, I know. It is incredible. This community is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Okay, so we can start with our team. So, Joanna, can you tell to my audience who are you? You are a therapist, right?
Yeah. So I'm a therapist. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, which I don't know, people probably don't know. But so my practice is primarily OCD and with a little bit of anxiety disorders, but it's primarily OCD. And I've had my own practice for about 7 years. Before that, I was doing OCD and eating disorders, but now it's primarily solely OCD work.
Yeah, OCD, I think is connected with other disorders, and in my case, that was also eating disorder.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, really. For 3 years, I counted calories. I don't share my meals with my kids because that was really, really great problem because I didn't eat with my family when we were on holidays. I took my meats with me, and that was terrible.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is. It can be so tricky. Yeah, I worked in an eating disorder treatment center for 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we saw a lot of people with both.
Yeah, to having eating disorder and OCD, it's not so easy because OCD make eating disorder much harder to cope with.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And treating the eating disorder can often be really, I mean, that can often take a long time. And sometimes the two treatments don't, it can be really hard to do.
Yeah, but in my journey with eating disorder, really helped me my 9 years old daughter, because when I was going to my therapy session and I won't tell my daughter where was I going, so my wife told her, Daddy is going to therapist because sometimes we need to help and something like that. And my daughter asked me, Daddy, why can't you just stop counting calories?
Oh my gosh,
And uh,
your 9 year
yeah,
old was that perceptive.
yeah. So I know that these little children see so much what we are doing, and this is yeah, really important to make a really good decisions, because my children see much more than I thought.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah. And I would treat lots of little kids.
Yeah. So, Joanna, we can
Yes.
start, I think, with our topics. This is really important because we will speak about how tolerance is important in our OCD journey, because this is really so hard to live with this stress, with this discomfort, and everyone with every person with OCD wants to just go away from this or avoid this discomfort. And we both know this is not the right way to
Right.
go away or to avoid this. So what can we, when we speak about distress tolerance, what are we speaking about? What is this? This is something connected with emotions, with feelings, and with
Yeah.
anxiety.
Have you heard the term before? Had you heard the term before?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I never know how much, if anyone has heard the term because,
yeah. We can start from the beginning,
okay, because
I
I
think.
never know if people have heard the term or if they haven't heard, because in it, like, it's not a well-known term except because initially it was used for suicidal and self-injuring people and in dialectical behavior therapy. But so distress tolerance is the ability to tolerate emotional discomfort and then persist with goal directed activities. So in other words, it's not getting, it's being able to tolerate what goes on inside your feelings and not let your feelings torpedo your behavior. Because as we know, oftentimes we're so our behavior gets hijacked by our feelings or our anxiety or our uncertainty or our doubt.
Yeah, and at this point, when a really hard trigger hits, we make something, for example, compulsions. At this moment, with these terrible feelings, and this is not the solution, because when I know this is so hard to wait a few seconds, few minutes with this discomfort, but if we wait, we know that's the level of this discomfort is in every minute lower.
Exactly. So we just like you said, we will do a ritual to get rid of the discomfort based on the content of the obsession. And and so that's where, like, OCD, anxiety disorders, eating disorders, depressive disorders, substance use disorders, so many of those disorders, people are vulnerable for them because a piece of it is that they are low in distress tolerance. But if we think about it, I don't know about in Poland, but in the US, people can't go, like, they can't be at a stoplight without checking their phone. They can't go on a walk without checking their phone. They can't be at a restaurant waiting for their friends without checking their phone because they can't tolerate any discomfort. They can't tolerate being bored. They can't tolerate any any ounce of discomfort. So
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting that when we think of it with our populations, it's like the distress is at such a high level. But I'm also interested in working with my clients, when we start building their distress tolerance, I often have them start with lower levels of distress, because oftentimes we can't tolerate even the smallest amount of distress.
Yeah, absolutely. And this when we have this discomfort at this time, our whole body tells us run away right now because this is so dangerous. And this is false because when we just run away, we we are telling our brains that this is really important, really dangerous,
Yes.
and this is really wrong. Mm, yeah, a really wrong solution, really bad solution.
Yes. Yeah. And we're training it like all the time.
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, we're training it all day long. If we think about it, if we think about all day, all the things that we experience that are uncomfortable, and we have to like, we tell our brains like, oh, I can't stand this thought, I can't stand this sensation, I can't stand this feeling, so I have to get rid of it, or I have to figure it out, or I have to, I have to make it better. Like, we are training our brain all day long to that we can't handle discomfort.
yeah, yeah. And this is so hard to understand that this makes our situation worse, even worse with each day when we repeat this pattern. We have much more problems in the future.
Yes. Yeah. 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 And like, and so I think it's not a surprise. I mean, I think it can be really hard for people in the context of exposures to do it, because we also have like such a pattern that they've probably been doing for so many years also, of getting rid of it.
Yeah, and I think with when we repeat this pattern, uh, our distress tolerance is at the lowest, at the lower point, and first I can't tolerate, for example, checking something or checking the stove, and then, after a few weeks, after a few months, I have to, for example, check everything around, and even smallest discomfort is not tolerable.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Jonah, how can we find, or what are techniques when we want uh, to make this level of tolerance higher, or when we want to train our brains, because this is so important. This is like a muscle. Yeah, we can do workout for our body, but here also we have to make something for our brain to make this tolerance at higher level.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I actually, in my book, I call it like a mental fitness skill. And I know Mark Freeman calls it mental fitness,
Yeah,
and I know several people online. I think of it as mental fitness. And I think so. Part of it is probably what you did during exposures is scaling it. So it's like, intentionally, think of it like building weights. Like, we start with low weights and build up higher weights. And so part of it is being able, to sit with the discomfort and not make it worse.
yeah, yeah,
And so people have to understand kind of the concept that if they focus on the discomfort, and so they have to understand that, like, focusing on the discomfort and doing something about it, trying to solve the problem, trying to like make it go away is making it worse. So first they have to understand that. So the more that they let it be and actually like don't do anything with the feelings, just let it be there, you know, that makes it better. And so we want to get better at like letting it be there and then putting our attention on something else, which is probably, you know, what you learn how to do, what you did when with checking the lock. So it's literally like, you know, you lock the door and instead of staying there, you might like then move on.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
accept
And
the
yeah.
discomfort. Like it's going to feel uncomfortable. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, because when we don't accept this discomfort, that this is only our feeling at this point, we can feel like in the cage, and we don't make something what we really want because of this discomfort. And so this is the same situation. When I want to make something, but I'm anxious, so I should make this being anxious. Just
Yes.
it. And the same situation is with discomfort. Make this what you really want with this discomfort, and this will pass.
Right. 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 I think people are so, you know, I know a lot of the people with whom I work, and, you know, there's an expectation that I shouldn't feel uncomfortable or it's not right if I feel uncomfortable. But I mean, I go through most of life feeling uncomfortable. Like I often feel like now I'm anxious, but like I accept that I'm anxious. It doesn't mean that anything is wrong, but I'm anxious, but I do it anyway because it's important to me. So
Yeah.
if something is important, like I accept that I'm going to feel however I feel, and I just take it with me as I do whatever I'm supposed to be doing. And if I don't pay attention to the feeling and I focus on you or I focus on what I'm supposed to be doing, the feeling eventually is going to pass.
Yeah, and this is amazing situation when a really hard trigger hits me, and I have to do something important in my life, but I feel this discomfort. And after a few minutes, even if I want to make a compulsion, I don't remember what was this trigger or what was it really. But this discomfort is still there.
Yes.
But you don't remember. So I don't remember what is the cause of this discomfort, so I can live with it. This isn't dangerous for me.
Yes.
This is only feeling.
Yeah. I like it because you also mentioned that it's not dangerous, which I think is so important that people remember that because there's that distinction between dangerous and just uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think also so the really um, big importance is exposure or exposure and
I
response prevention. Yeah, this
yes.
is
And
this is game changer in my case, but I know this is so hard. This is so hard at the beginning, but at every single step, it's um, it's much easier, and the best reward for me was that feeling when I know I can't stop it. I can't resist compulsion. I can't just sit with this discomfort, or not just sit, just live with this discomfort and doing what I'm really love. So this is really amazing feeling.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think a lot of times people focus on the feeling during. which is uncomfortable. And I know when I'm doing something that's an exposure that's really hard, I try to focus on the feeling afterward of how I'm going to feel when I feel really good that I actually did it.
Yeah. And really, a really good question is when I have this stress right now, so I can ask myself, what would I do without this distress? And I should do this right now. And this this not this doesn't change anything if I will stay here with this discomfort and ruminating about something. This is not the solution. And yeah, ERP is really important, I think.
I agree. And I also think that looking for other opportunities. So ERP is so important, and looking for those other opportunities in life to be uncomfortable. Because outside of ERP, there are so many opportunities in life where we can be uncomfortable. And those,
Yeah,
it's like I've heard someone just wrote an article in Time Magazine where he calls it microdosing hardship. And so it may be that when you're in the grocery store, you don't pull out your phone, or you're waiting for people, don't pull out your phone, or in the shower, put on cold water. But it's these opportunities where you can be uncomfortable and you can practice relaxing into that discomfort, which just gives us that opportunity to be uncomfortable and and build our confidence that we can do this. And it builds resilience.
yeah, and we can see that this discomfort doesn't means anything,
Right.
and we can live with this discomfort. And in my case, also really helpful is mindfulness, because when I starting practicing mindfulness, not only on sessions, so in real life too, I see how much things are that make me uncomfortable. So I have something here or something here, and I know that I can just sit with it or make something different. And mindfulness really helped me.
Yes, that's a great point. That is an incredible point. Yeah. All those itches
Yeah,
that when you're sitting there, like to resist the itches and everything else. Yeah.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah. Okay. Guys, if you have any question for us, we can answer at the end. We can check our chat and ask questions. So, when I think also really important is that this all thing about distress tolerance uh, understand our families and our close ones, because it's so simple to make our situation worse when I as OCD sufferer can't live at this minute with this discomfort. I can just ask my wife, what do you think about it, or what should I do, or if I checked this door. And here is so important to not give reassurance, and to understand that we have to learn how to live with this discomfort, and this is also important to other people in our life. Know exactly how um, should they respond for our anxious thoughts or anxious feelings.
Well, I love that question. I mean, I agree with you. Because it's really easy for our loved ones to get pulled into accommodating our distress.
Yeah,
And whether it's our partners or our kid, it's easy for parents to start accommodating their kids. And
yeah, and I
and
understand this, and this is not so easy for parents to just say, maybe, maybe not, and not answer. This is not easy, especially for parents.
Yes, because I think a lot of times, as a parent, we don't want to see our kids upset. And so we want to take away our kids' distress. Or it's really painful to see our kids upset. And so, a lot of times our parenting decision, it's hard for us to parent because our kids are so upset. But sometimes it's not in our best interest or our kids' best interest to take away their distress, because that a lot of times kids learn just like we learn by going through it.
Yeah,
So sometimes it helps if we can, tolerate not only our discomfort but our kids' discomfort too.
yeah,
And it may not
yeah, absolutely.
be, yeah, it gets tricky.
Yeah,
And it may not be saying, if our kid says, like, is the plane going to crash, we're not going to say maybe, maybe not, but but
yeah. This is really hard
yeah.
for parents and for these people around us. This is really hard because
Yes.
they see that we're suffering at this time, and they really want to help us, but they don't know that this is not the solution, and this is like a fuel for our OCD.
Right. And so when a partner can say, how can I support you? I believe that you can get through this. How can I support you through
Yeah,
without making it stronger? I mean, that's one thing. I mean, I think when we're talking about parenting, we also want, because we're modeling, we're the mirror for our kids. So we're also modeling for our kids. But I also want to be really, we have to have the skill set. And I think a lot of us were never taught the skill set. So I think for
mhm.
parents, it can be really hard because we, just like our kids aren't born with the skill set, we also may not have the skill set for emotion regulation, for distress tolerance. So it may be that we also need to learn how to do this so that we can, model it for our kids.
Yeah, and it's important to go together to therapy, I think, because
Yeah.
it's easier to understand what we are going through, and what we should to react for people with OCD, and what we shouldn't do if in these really hard situations.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I had no idea when my kids were little how my anxiety was impacting until I was like in it and I was a therapist. So and
Yeah.
like I had the best of intentions, but like, so it wasn't until I was in it that I realized, oh my gosh, I am so skill deficient when it came to my own parenting. So I think it's really hard. I mean, I just want parents to be so compassionate and like curious, and because it's hard.
Yeah, and when we speak about self-compassion, it's also a really good point, because when we have this distress, this discomfort, we feel uncomfortable in this situation, or we have these terrible thoughts, we need to be self compassion is have the really big role in our recovery journey, because we have to be kind for us, for our inner child, and yeah, this is also hard.
I totally agree with you. I think that's such a great point. And if I think it's an incredible point. And initially it's our job as parents when they're infants to regulate their emotions. Like that's our job. They cry. It's our job to make it the emotion stop, to make it better. And so it's kind of, it makes sense that we keep doing that. It's not like any parent ever learns, like, okay, at this age, it's not our job to regulate their emotions. Now it's their job. So it makes so much sense that we, that we continue to try to regulate their emotions. It's so
Mhm.
intuitive.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think parenting is just so difficult. It's the hardest job and the most rewarding, but
yeah. It's so difficult, and when we speak about children, it's so difficult because when I started my therapy and started reading books, and I I think I am really uh, aware of this all OCD things, and for me it's hard to sit with this discomfort and how to explain small kids. Just sit with it, or no, this is not the answer for this uncomfortable situation for this small children.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It is, yeah. It is hard. How did you do it with your kids?
My kids are not diagnosed with OCD, and
Uh,
I hope they will not. But I know this is possible. But now it's all okay.
uh-huh.
So in my family is just me, and that's enough.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even if they're not, I mean, I think they still, I know my kids, they all, like, everyone has to learn how to sit with discomfort, or
Yeah,
live, because it's such a part of, like, life is hard, regardless of if you have OCD or not, like, learning how to move
yeah.
through
Yeah,
discomfort. They're going to be,
exactly.
yeah,
This is not only an important thing for people with OCD, but for all the people to learn how to tolerate this discomfort, because in this world is so many uncomfortable, hard situation
yeah,
that
right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just for example, on social media, we just scrolling, and it's so easy to feel really anxious.
Right. Exactly. Like, their hearts are going to be broken. They're going to lose friends. They're not going to get jobs. They're going to not get into colleges. I mean, whatever it is, they're going to struggle in some ways.
Yeah, when I started with my account, the first months was, oh, why my reel has not so many likes or something, and I feel anxious. Maybe I was something wrong. Maybe this is not funny, or this is just stupid thing. It's stupid small situations, but they make us really anxious.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the more, like, they have skills to, or we all have skills to be able to get through it, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this for this example, I like this example with these likes under reel or under my post. This not change anything. This is just something that can make me feel more anxious, but this is just feeling, and I can go forward with my values and live my own life.
Right. 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 Instead of getting stuck in the,
Yep.
what does this
Yeah.
mean? Does this mean
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
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 Exactly.
It's hard, but
So
I agree.
So, Joanna, when we want to tell people how can we start with work when we speak about distress tolerance, we can start with therapy and ERP, and what else can we use?
Mi-
Mindfulness and
Mindfulness, we can use, I mean, I think looking, what I would tell people is, first of all, look for everyday opportunities where they are feeling uncomfortable. And then, can they soften into those situations? So, I mean, yes, ERP for sure, but also like there are so many opportunities. So, when you are, make the shower cold, in a workout, in, when you're all these opportunities, when you're trying to get rid of boredom, frustration, low
For
level
example,
anxiety.
when I brush my teeth right hand, so maybe I will next week make brush my teeth with left hand, and
Yes,
this is also
yes.
so important for our brain, how it's work, and I don't know how is in English,
There,
neuroplasticity or something,
yeah,
or
that's exactly it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and this is also important because we teach our brain how to tolerate this stress, but also we can make new connections on our brain, and we can look at this distress from other point of view.
Yes. When you go on a walk, don't take your phone, or like don't scroll on your phone as you walk.
This is so
When
hard. This is so hard, unfortunately. Yeah,
like when you if you are a parent and you make three different dinners, make one. Don't ask everybody what they want. When you imagine a difficult conversation with someone, can you relax when you get that initial swoosh? So there are lots of opportunities when you're in yoga and you want to leave before the final rest, like stay. I want people to start thinking about, okay, what are all the ways in which I resist being uncomfortable? And can I now, because these are lower level, can I can I stay and can I respond differently to
mm,
those things? Because that helps build our tolerance and build our confidence and our resilience. And then they may, when they get to their ERP, they may have more confidence that, like, I know how to do this process.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
and
so,
this
uh-huh.
and this feeling is really amazing that I know I can do this. I can live with this discomfort at this minute, in this minute, and nothing wrong happened. And
Yes, exactly. But we have to get the process of like, okay, if I'm braced up, I have to relax. I have to like, zoom out. Like if I focus on how this sucks or how uncomfortable I am, it's gonna dial that discomfort up. So let me like focus on something else. Let me think about, am I gonna be thinking about this in a week? If not, like it's not that deep and I need to like keep moving or think about. So, but we have to practice a lot. I mean, with ERP too, like we need to be doing a lot of practicing and tweaking. And sometimes we need
yeah,
lots of opportunities to keep it practicing.
yeah, this is so important because I know many people that they go to therapy session, and between sessions they do just nothing, and they expect the results, and this is not the good way, because when we want to have, for example, a six pack, we have
Yeah.
to work out, yeah. We have to do our workouts. We have to go running or something, and this same situation is with our brains.
Yeah, think about it. If you want a six pack, not only do you have to run, you have to do so many different ab exercises. You have to
Yep.
change your nutrition. Like, right. If you want to like change how your behavior, we have to, or learn any craft, you have to put in thousands of hours of these micro shifts of practicing.
Yeah, because uh, I really like this when when I was teaching my brain for years how to do compulsions, how to ruminate. I need so much time to uh, reverse
Yes,
this process. Or yep.
totally. You're right. Right. Exactly. And so I think that that's an incredible perception, right? If anytime we're learning anything new, it is like we have to put in so many hours. It's the same. I tell clients, it's
Yeah,
not just ERP, it's like all these opportunities because it's the same process.
but the good point is, and I think this is really important to people to know that when we are able to teach our brain how to ruminate for hours, it's not easy, but we are also able to teach our brain how to live our life without compulsions. This is the point. This is possible. This is not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth our life.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy you agree.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, guys, if you have question for us, for me, for Joanna, just ask. We can answer. Yeah, now.
No questions.
So, yeah, I'm so happy that we can meet each other now and speak.
Oh,
And I really hope we can meet together in real life
I
someday. Maybe.
know. Maybe at a conference or something.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so.
Yes. Is your dog there? That sweet dog?
Uh, where?
Your
My dog?
Yeah, don't you have that sweet
Yeah,
dog?
yeah. I have Labrador, white Labrador, and you have also dog.
Yes.
I know.
Yes, mine's at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but- yeah.
I wish he was at my office.
Okay. So my lab is 13 years old, so it's grandma, I think, now.
Oh.
But she's really in really good condition.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Mine's 11.
Yeah, yeah. She's blind, half blind, but this is not the problem. She is like a small puppy.
Oh, that's so good. I
Yeah,
love that. She's so beautiful.
yeah. So, Joanna, there is no question. When if someone have question for us, just write me on DMs or something. I go now to my kids, make some
Yes.
dinner, and then we have to go to sleep because I
Yeah.
think it's also 6 p.m. now
Oh my
here
gosh.
in
Thank you
Poland.
so much.
So
This was great.
thank you so much for this.
Of course.
I really know that this can help other peoples and yeah, and you're so amazing, and thank you for being here.
You too. Thank you so much. It was so lovely meeting you.
Yeah, I have still problem with my English, but I really do my best.
No, your English is perfect.
And
No
this
problem at all.
and
Yes.
but believe me, this all meetings, this all live streams make me more confident, and this helps me also in my real life because I see that I am at my work more self-confident. I speak more with people, and this is amazing. This is not only OCD thing, but also that also works for me like an exposure, because I'm in a really uncomfortable situation before every live stream. Believe me, but I this is 1 hour before I'm really stressed.
Me too.
Uh,
This is an
yeah,
exposure for me too, man.
yeah,
Totally. I'm glad we did it.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
See you
you.
next time. I hope we
Okay.
can speak about other topics
Me too.
in the future, and see you somewhere on
Thank you.
Instagram.
Take care.
Bye,
Bye.
Joanna.